A strategically timed UWP press conference was held on the very day Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre was set to table the Appropriation Bill 2022-2023. The press briefer was held by opposition leader Allen Chastanet to discuss an economic review that he claims suggests a 12.2% increase in St. Lucia's GDP. The Micoud South MP believes he deserves credit for the numbers.
What it shows is that the impact of construction and the recovery that we saw in tourism allowed money to be spread throughout the length and breadth of our country to be able to help with the recovery. And the Labour Party cannot take 1 ounce of credit for any of this.
The leader of the opposition, who is entrenched in his position on the contentious matter of the parliamentary speaking order, even after the estimates debate controversy, is now offering advice on the upcoming appropriation bill. Concessions were made in a letter to Chastanet from leader of government business in the House, Dr. Ernest Hilaire. It states in part, quote, "As I understand that you do not accept that you should, as is customary, be the first speaker to rebut the presentation by the Minister for Finance. In response to your desire to speak last to rebut everyone, this is in addition to being both unacceptable and unreasonable, not in keeping with tradition. However, to move forward, although I note this is not convention and practice, I am prepared in this instance to break with tradition." Unquote.
Privilege is of the government to close the debate. So the Prime Minister gets to rebut all of these issues. I think that we would be doing the greatest disservice to the persons that we represent if we're not given the opportunity to hear. So the idea of continuously saying that it is procedure or protocol or convention that an opposition leader responds immediately after is not true.
Chastanet did not hold back in his attack on political opponents.
When I see some people who are out there making all kinds of moral charges against me, and today would find themselves owning a bar at Cass-Free City Council. Whoa! The same people. And yet there was a plan for what was supposed to take place to benefit whom? The vendors. When we started the redevelopment of Cass-Free's market, I didn't start with the front, we started with the back, where the little people are, and raising their levels. I ask anybody, go and see the bathrooms, go and see what we put in, and the continuation to make that the heartbeat of Cass-Free's. 9 months you're in office, nothing has started.
The leader of the opposition has reiterated calls for state-backed subsidies for ordinary St. Lucians to ride out the pandemic and Russo war-induced inflationary pressures.
They talked about the poor fishermen and how unfair it was that a $1.50 tax had been placed on them and they didn't feel that they were benefiting from the improvement in the roads. And here it is, 9 months later, they have not given back the $1.50 to the fishermen. In fact, what they have done is they've added $2. So this is a party that continues to say one thing and do something entirely different. So the reality is that the Labour Party cannot take any credit for what has been achieved here. They're the ones who said that we should never have opened up the borders of St. Lucia. And so if you had not opened up the borders, the recovery that we've seen in tourism in St. Lucia probably be more similar to what we see in some of the other countries, and in fact probably even worse.
The opposition leader's talking points were a rehash of the previous airing of grievances, including his now unrelentingly objection to the outcome of the Land Rover sport matter involving arch-nemesis Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.